Top 10 Manhwa, Manhwa similar to solo leveling. Solo leveling has been one hell of a ride for readers. So a few days ago, I made a video on the best manga, Manhwa, similar to solo leveling. Now, here is another recommendation, this time for you all who enjoy Manhwa or Manhwa. This list doesn't cover all the manhwa that are similar to solo leveling, but it does provide enough titles so that you can find one that will suit your taste. If you guys would like to recommend titles for me, then please kindly leave them in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like for more. At number 10, we have Returner's Magic Should Be Special. Grab your tissues, kids. This week, we're looking at a Returner's Magic Should Be Special. The manhwa follows the story of Desert Arman, who is returned to the past, back to the time when he enrolled at the nation's finest magic academy, Havrion. He is reunited with his precious friends, and he is determined to change the past to save the world and his loved ones, this time for sure. This is a time travel game mechanics, OPMC story manhwa, with the presence of magic levels and an MC that is trying to grow stronger. This series is very similar in that way to solo leveling. At number 9, we have I Login Alone. Solo Login Manhwa was released in 2020. The story about 11-year-old Jung Si-woo never had any friends because nothing was interesting about him. He lived an average life as an average person in an average world. But suddenly, the earth faced a great change when mysterious floating sky castles appeared. The sky castles granted some people wings and powers, but unfortunately, Si-woo wasn't one of them. Overall, it's another solo leveling manhwa. It's just that it lacks that punch that solo leveling had. Overall, it is another solo leveling manhwa. MC is constantly leveling up and learning new skills. In my opinion, it is pretty high quality and enjoyable. If you're looking for a nice boost manhwa, this one will more than suffice. At number 8, we have I'm Destined for Greatness. When you succeed at everything you try, you have no choice but to seek challenges elsewhere, like in a game, by using the trash jobs that no one pays any attention to. With the right attitude, you're bound to accomplish your goals, even succeeding at the most impossible of quests. The main character bets everything he has. If you want to read manhwa like solo leveling, you should try it out. The story has a similar type of system that helps him get stronger. At number 7, we have Solo Bug Player. The protagonist dies from excessive amounts of gaming and is reincarnated in a fantasy world. He hates that he now has a perfectly vulgar, obese, worst of the worst body. He is disappointed that he is not born in a well-off family and raised with wealth and riches, but soon he vows to reach the top as soon as he can. He wants to succeed and grow and ready to use bugs or hacks to go forward. This is the start of his challenging and intense journey. The series has similarities with solo leveling in terms of the way the lead has to overcome challenges and grow. This isekai manhwa is quite new but is growing in popularity. At number 6, we have The Life. After losing his wife and daughter in a horrific accident, Yoon-jae finds himself stuck in his routine until he receives a diary from his future self. I can see my wife and daughter again. Through winning the games in the parallel world, one will receive a prize, and using this, he could revive his dead family. But out of all the survivors of this cruel world, Yoon-jae is the only one with knowledge of the future. Will he be able to turn his greatest wish into reality? Furthermore, being in comparison with solo leveling and surviving, it sure showcases the positives of this manhwa. I would recommend it to any action fan. It also focuses on power politics and other such social themes, giving the whole story a more realistic vibe. At number 5, we have The Player That Can't Level Up. ᴠᴅᴇᴏ awakened as a player at the age of 18. He thought his life was on track to success, climbing the tower and closing the gates. But even after clearing the tutorial, he was still level 1. He killed a goblin a day and he was still level 1. Even after 5 years, he was still level 1. Who would have thought that this kind of player would exist? No one knew. It is a bit similar to solo leveling as there are monsters. Also, fight to survive in a problematic world is there too, like solo leveling. This is a very interesting manhwa with great characters and a plotline that is easy to follow. At number 4, we have Max Leveled Returner. A total of 120 million people disappeared from all over the world. In 22 years, ᴠᴅᴘɪᴄ was finally able to beat the most atrocious survival game. The man who became the one-man army and the strongest out of all the other players had finally returned to reality. And not just that, he came back with a reward that nobody has ever received before. This is the start of the Max Level Returner. At number 3, we have the Blade of Evolution, walking alone in the dungeon. This is a bloody, gory manhwa about a man, Songran, who has awakened his healing ability. But the ability is so weak that it is trash. Once during a mission, all his team members were killed except him in an underground dungeon. A hidden boss did this killing, leaving him alone. In this dungeon, Songran received a sword and upgraded his powers with that sword. But the challenge here is, how can he go against all of them alone? One can consider it as a fast pace of solo leveling. It has a very similar plotline and fighting elements. There are hunters, dungeons, and a gaming system in the real world in this one too. It is a good read, and the art keeps the reader engaging. At number 2, we have Ranker Who Lives a Second Time. Wu had a twin brother who disappeared 5 years ago. One day, a pocket watch left by his brother returned to his possession. Inside, he found a hidden diary in which was recorded, "By the time you hear this, I guess I will be already dead." Obelisk, the Tower of the Sun God, a world where several universes and dimensions intersect. In this world, his brother had fallen victim to betrayal while climbing up the tower. After learning the truth, Wu decided to climb the tower along with his brother's diary. From now on, I am Wu Cha. If you want something that packs in a good storyline, action, mystery, and a boatload of emotions, then Ranker Who Lives a Second Time can be your ultimate pick among the titles similar to solo leveling. Finally, at number 1, we have one of my favorite FFF class trash hero. Protagonist Kinhanso killed the Demon King after 10 years of being summoned in the fantasy world. Now it's time to be sent back to Earth. What's this? The fantasy world's god appears along with his report card. Because he removed all the obstacles that prevented him from killing the Demon King, his personality score came out as F. The regression that follows is that he has to return to the start and begin again. So here is part 2 on manhwa similar to solo leveling. So once more, watch them. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe and comment down below which was the most OP MC on the list.